running off with that.
There is light inside of the darkness. After the fire burns through, after you've lost all hope, there is light inside of the darkness. After the fire burns through, after you've lost all hope.
My mic wasn't on. That's my fault. But yeah, I want to get into these two for sure because I saw some interesting tweets about these. I want to do one more before we get into Wrestlequest, and I'll be thinking about that. We might get something just suggested on YouTube that would be good. But yeah, these two for sure we're reacting to. I really like Con Man. Seems like a super cool guy. He makes some pretty good videos. I've been in his live stream a handful of times. It's been fun. So he's like one of those figures that I strive to be like best I can. I might be a far cry from it right now, but you know, we'll get there one day, hopefully. He's been doing this, you know, probably way longer than I have. I know for sure. He said he started what 2012. So yeah, he's been doing this for a long time. But yeah, I think we're gonna get started with the Raw roster video here. Get the music down. Yes, trust YouTube. Why do I have to do this every single time?
2024 has come and gone.
Hold on. It opened it on the wrong window. Why? Okay, open it on this window. Okay. All right. Con Man's predictions for Raw 2025. All right. We'll see. I like Con Man a lot. Like I said, I think he's great. Been doing this a long time. He's one of those people that I strive to be like him and Santi. Either way, I strive to be like them in my content creation, and hopefully can follow a similar path that they have. But yeah, let's get into it. Let's see what he's got for us.
2024 has come and gone, and what a year it was. But now it's time to take a look ahead at 2025 and see if we can predict what 2025 looks like for all these Monday Night Raw superstars.
Also, I love
this video is going to be a quick hit predictions video, meaning that I'm only going to say a couple of words. We're not going to go in depth, and then you guys can let me know what you think about it down in the comments below. Sound good? Sound great? Awesome! So let's get into this thing. But before we do so, make sure you leave a like on this video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Turn on those notifications and keep coming back every single day because we upload wrestling videos every single day, and we'll be doing this for the SmackDown superstars in the next video as well. Starting off with Adam Pearce, the GM of Monday Night Raw. I think he's going to continue to not have a great grip on his show, but throughout 2025, he's going to learn how to better control the superstars, and he's going to grow a little tiny bit of hair on that head. Okay,
I don't think he will get control of the superstars. I think his goal is to let it run amok. I honestly believe, without a doubt, that his goal is to just let everybody run amok and basically have the inmates run the asylum, because you really haven't seen him say no to anything other than like a handful of like one-off situations. I think it's going to get worse. I hope it gets better for him, but I think it's going to get worse. I think he's going to lose his beard hair next.
Okay, no, that's a really bold prediction. That's not happening. Okay, this is why he's blocked me on Twitter. I see Akam and Razar becoming tag team champions in 2025. It's going to happen at some point with everything Karrion Kross is doing. Akira Tozawa is going to harness the power of Tozawa, and he's going to win a match in 2025. Mark my words.
If Tozawa does not win a match in 2025, I will be so mad. Tozawa deserves to win at least 20 matches this year. Without a doubt. He needs a win over Chad Gable. I think that would be insane. A win over Chad Gable would be like life altering for me. Not really, but you know.
It's happening. I think Alba Fire is going to break out as a single star. She's going to have a mini feud with Isla Dawn at some point, and then we're going to see Alba Fire around the mid-card title, whether it be the Women's US title or the Women's IC Championship. I think Asuka returns from injury in 2025, and she goes on to win tag team titles alongside of Kairi Sane. Becky Lynch will also return to WWE in 2025 and go after the Women's World Champion, whoever that may be, if it's Rhea Ripley.
I don't think we've heard anything yet about Becky Lynch returning. I could be wrong. We could be seeing this, you know, Monday. We could be seeing this next week. But right now, I don't even know if Becky would be interested. Seems like she's having a really good time by herself. Or not really by herself, but at home, being a mom. But yeah, I would love to see her back. I hope so.
If
I
it's
hope he's
Liv
right.
Morgan,
I really
if
hope
it's
he's right.
Io Sky, she's going to go after the women's world champion. Braun Strowman is back, and now he's over on Friday Night SmackDown, so technically he's not a member of Monday Night Raw, or at least it seems that way. But I do believe for Braun Strowman, he will be officially moved from Raw over to SmackDown once WWE goes to Netflix, and he's going to be the monster over on Friday Night SmackDown. Maybe even getting a match against Solo Sikoa. I don't know about you, but I can see it happening. I think Braun Breaker will lose his Intercontinental Championship in the first half of 2025, but then go on to face Gunther or whoever the world champion is at the time for the World Heavyweight Championship. He is a made man, just ready to go to the main.
I completely agree. I think I said this a few months ago. I think he's going to be on a similar path as Gunther. He will be following direct footsteps of Gunther. He didn't hold the belt as long, sure, but he's on his way to the main spots very fast.
Main event scene. Bronson Reed will return from injury, and I think Bronson Reed comes back as a babyface. Shocking, I know, but I think he's going to be a good guy in 2025. Brutus.
Whoa. Oh, God, man. I don't think you follow him on Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it. Because that man is going heel. Full heel. If he comes back as a face, what's all that been for? But I do look forward to him coming back, I will say.
Creed will continue to make funny-ass Instagram reels, but he will also get some opportunities for the tag team titles in 2025.
I hope so.
I don't think he wins it, but I do think he's going to be alongside of Chad Gable for some very big moments. Carlito will be kicked out of the Judgment Day at some point. Chad Gable will finally get a singles title, as I think he wins the Intercontinental Championship in 2025.
That's a good one.
And going on to do great things alongside of American Made. Possibly it would be the United States title, because technically that makes a lot more sense. But if he's on Monday Night Raw, it's going to have to be the IC title. But I do think there's also a very good chance he's over on SmackDown come 2025. CM Punk won't main event WrestleMania 41. Cruz del Toro will get a tag team title match alongside of Joaquin Wilde, but I don't think he'll win the titles. They'll probably do that cool springboard thing, though, again at some point in the year. Dakota Kai will be the first ever women's Intercontinental Champion.
I hope he's I really hope he's right about that. I hope he's right so much. I think Dakota Kai deserves at least a shot with it. She has put up with so much since being a part of the WWE, and I think she definitely deserves at least a shot with it.
Will be traded over to Friday Night SmackDown, and no longer will he have to fight with the Judgment Day. They will officially split them up across two brands. Dexter Lumis will become one half of the tag team champions, and we'll see the tag team titles defended by the Wyatt Six. Dirty Dominic Mysterio wins singles gold in 2025. It's gonna happen, man. This guy is just about to break through and become the star of 2025. This is his year. Dragon Lee at some point in 2025, I think, is going to have a match with Rey Mysterio. I know, kind of wild. Drew McIntyre will beat Roman Reigns in 2025. Mark my word.
I have to agree. I honestly have to agree. I think that Drew is on the rise and Roman is somewhat on the fall. If they don't have... Roman is obviously the guy to beat. If you beat Roman, you can pretty much beat anybody. And I think that for sure, if they, run a couple matches, I think Drew will get one over on him for sure.
Eric Rowan will also be one half of the tag team champions, and I see him, Joe Gacy, and Dexter Lumis all competing as a tag team, competing under the Freebird rules, something like that. Finn Balor will lose his tag team titles, and he will be the one who causes the split of the Judgment Day, turning on everybody in that group. Gunther will face John Cena for the World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania 41 and beat him clean. Ilya Dragunov will return from injury and get a matchup against Gunther at some point, and the match is going to absolutely cook, but I fully see.
If you haven't watched any of their matches from NXT UK or any of the matches from WXW, you are doing yourself a disservice. Those matches are so good. They are some of the best wrestling matches that WWE has ever produced, bar none. Anybody that asks me what should I watch when I want to get into wrestling, I turn them instantly to Ilya Dragunov versus Gunther. Just let them watch it happen. I promise. It's one of the best things that WWE's ever done.
Ilya Dragunov coming back in 2025. Editor Jay's not going to like this, but Isla Dawn is going to fall down the card in WWE throughout 2025 after she feuds with Alba Fire, and I see another NXT run coming up for Isla Dawn this year.
Fuck!
I
honestly think that Isla Dawn will do better than Alba Fire. I think you could reverse those two, and I would completely agree. I feel like Alba Fire, I don't know, something's just missing with Alba Fire. I think Isla Dawn has just a little bit more of an edge on her. And I think Isla Dawn will be in a better spot. I honestly do. Now, he's about to get on my boy. So if he says anything less than nice, con man, we're fighting. I swear. Kidding, of course.
Are alongside of Eric will become tag team champions as well in 2025.
Happened, so.
Lots of new tag champs, man. Ivy Nile will get a world title opportunity against Nia Jax or whoever the women's world champion is at that time. I don't think she'll win, but she'll get an opportunity. Io Sky wins the women's world championship at WrestleMania 41
100%
after
down for
winning the Royal Rumble at the start of 2025. Big year for Io coming up. JD McDonough will also lose his tag team titles before eventually feuding with Finn Balor.
Happened.
Need I say more? He's gonna be the yeet man. He's gonna yeet a lot. He's gonna say yeet. Yeet. Joaquin Wilde is gonna fly off that middle rope and do that crazy springboard thing alongside of Cruz del Toro. Joe Gacy will...
It's crazy that the LWO has like nothing going on. They had their feud with Legado del Fantasma and they did nothing. And they've done nothing since. And it's kind of sad because those guys can hoop, but I don't know what they're doing. I would love to see him on TV more. But honestly, Legado has like that edge up on them because all their guys can cut promos. I don't know if all of LWO can because I hardly ever hear the other two guys talk. It's usually just Zelina and Ray and Dragon Lee. The rest of LWO never touches a mic. So, we'll see. I think it could be a big year for LWO. I think especially with Dragon Lee. I think Dragon Lee is going to be a huge star this year.
Also become tag team champions and defend the title within the Freebird rule with the Wyatt Six. That's pretty obvious at this point, considering this is the third time I've said it. Julius Creed will get a singles title opportunity, and he'll look damn impressive in it, but he won't win. Kairi Sane will win the tag team titles alongside of Asuka once she returns. Karrion Kross is going to continue to develop the story of the Final Testament as he continues to change people, and people will put respect on his name and get behind Karrion Kross. I see a big year for him. He might even win singles gold, or might even get an opportunity at the World Heavyweight title. In fact, that's the bold prediction. Karrion Kross gets an opportunity at the World Heavyweight.
I've talked really bad about Karrion Kross before, and as I keep watching, I feel bad for the things I've said. As I watch it, I'm like, okay, maybe he's not that bad. Maybe I'm lying to myself. So maybe I got to let the meme get the better of me. But yeah, I think Karrion Kross has a really bright future. And I think given just a shot in the dark, I think we'll see him, if not this year, but next year with the title belt.
Title. Katana Chance and Caden Carter are going to have quite the interesting 2025. I think they're going to get lots of opportunities for the women's tag team titles and probably be featured alongside of Lyra Valkyria in some way, shape, or form, whether it's feuding with her or whether it is fighting alongside of her. But I see.
Now, they were transitional champions this year, and I wish I could see them actually have a run. They pretty much just held the belts to set up a couple other things so somebody else could have it. I think it's Bianca and Jade beat them. Pretty sure. No. Yeah. Yeah, it was Bianca and Jade. Yeah, they were just transitional champions, and I wish I could have seen them give it a good effort, because I enjoy watching. I think they're really good.
A big year for these two. Lots of in-ring action, maybe a shot or two at the women's tag titles. Kiana James may return to TV and get a match. I don't know what they're doing with her. Kofi Kingston, Xavier Woods, and Big E have a triple threat match at WrestleMania 41, the Battle of the New Day, with Big E coming back from injury. That's my thought for Kofi. We'll lose the Women's World Championship before being transferred over to Friday Night SmackDown alongside a dirty Dominic Mysterio and maybe Raquel Rodriguez as well. Ludwig Kaiser and Gunther fight each other. They enter a feud, and it is going to be must-see television as a result.
Agree.
He might even be the
100%.
one who cost Gunther the World Heavyweight Championship this year. Bird Lady's gonna do Bird Lady things. Woo! She's back doing the woo! Everybody do the woo! Bird Lady gonna do Bird Lady things. Lyra's awesome. Push her to the moon. Maxine Dupree is gonna grow tired of the Alpha Academy and break out on her own.
Okay.
Natalia's gonna...
I disagree. I think Maxine Dupree only has the Alpha Academy right now. If she breaks off on her own, she might just flounder, just fall on her face. Unless they give her a backstage role like Kathy Kelly. I could see her doing really, really well at that. But, she didn't wrestle a lot this year, but what we saw in ring was she is about as green as grass. So she's going to have to do a lot of work, to be able to get on by herself. I honestly don't know. I like Maxine. I like her a lot, but I don't think she's cutting it by herself, unfortunately.
Going to continue to be Natalya, put on good television matches, train the talent, make them feel at home, and then probably not get featured that much on television. Natalya's fantastic, though. She probably should be featured more. Nikki's going to scare the bejeebies out of me at some point this year.
Yep.
We're actually going to free Otis from the Alpha Academy in 2025, and we're going to see what this guy can do as a single star once again. So many people are behind Otis, and it's just a damn shame that they didn't really follow up on that crazy story with Gable and Otis. Free Otis.
I think you can do this still in the confines of American Alpha. I think that, or Alpha Academy, not American Alpha. Alpha Academy. I think that having a Alpha Academy as a support system would be really good for Otis. And I think it's same for Tozawa. I think they're both talents that I love. I truly do love, but could get lost in the mix without each other. And I think they have to stay together until they can find a way to separate. And it's the same thing with Maxine. Like, you separate Alpha Academy, I think you run into a much larger problem where now you have three superstars that you don't really know what to do with, that don't really stand out by themselves. And I love Otis, I love Tozawa, and I love Maxine, but I think moving them away from each other would be a horrible idea.
Otis. People are going to call Pete Dunne Butch, and it's going to continue for the entire year, and I don't know if they actually have any plans to push him any further, but at some point, we are going to see the return to Tyler Bate, and we're going to go right back to New Catch Republic, I think. R-Truth and John Cena are going to have one last moment together before John Cena retires. Rey Mysterio is probably going to hit his son or something like that in 2025. Again, Rezar will become one half of the tag team champions alongside of Akam. Rhea Ripley will win back the Women's World Championship from Liv Morgan, and then go on to face Io Sky at WrestleMania before losing the title to her.
Okay, I really hope he's right. I think that would be a massive W. I think if she can win Monday and we can get Io to win, Royal Rumble, I think that sets up a fantastic women's match for Mania. I think that one's going to absolutely cook.
Sami Zayn will face Kevin Owens at WrestleMania 41 in what will be the final chapter of their 100%. Long-term story. It's going to be such a great match. The fans are going to love it, and it has to happen this year. Scarlett will actually wrestle a match against Nikki Cross at some point, but I don't think the match will end clean. Probably just a quick 3-minute match that ends in DQ. Seth frickin' Rollins will screw CM Punk in the Royal Rumble, screw him at Elimination Chamber, and then face him at WrestleMania 41. Shayna Baszler will become a tag team champion alongside of Zoe Stark, taking the titles probably away away from Bianca and Jade at some point
I can
soon.
see that.
Sheamus will finally become Intercontinental Champion.
Sonya Deville will be. If he doesn't become Intercontinental Champion this year, I might have to go to Connecticut and burn their building down. And that is a joke. That is not real. But he deserves the absolute world when it comes to the world champion. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. He deserves the absolute world when it comes to the World Wrestling Entertainment. I almost said World Championship Wrestling. That's WCW. Sorry, that video I made earlier today. I've been watching a lot of old wrestling. Also, fun fact, for those of you didn't know, Pete Dunne wrestled for Michinoku Pro Wrestling. So, fun fact, if you don't know what Michinoku Pro Wrestling is, go check it out. Small promotion in Japan. Very cool. Very cool.
Be more of a manager than an in-ring competitor, but she will elevate the PFC as a result. Karrion Kross will turn his back on The Miz, completely destroying him, leaving The Miz with no real direction, and that is his direction for 2025, a lost version of The Miz. Tyler Bate will return from injury and tag alongside of Pete Dunne. We'll learn more about Uncle Howdy and what the long-term goal is for this faction. We will actually understand the Wyatt Six more, and there will be a deeper look into this character. Xavier Woods is going to win the New Day triple threat match at WrestleMania.
Really?
Zelina Vega will become Women's Intercontinental Champion towards the end of 2025.
100%.
And Zoe Stark will win the tag team titles alongside of Shayna Baszler. But those are my quick predictions for 2025 for the Monday Night Raw Superstars. Let me know any thoughts that you have with my predictions, if you agree, disagree, or if you have your own as well down in the comments below. 2025 is going to be a very interesting year. I look forward to seeing you then. So make sure you leave a like on this video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, turn on those notifications, and keep coming back every single day because we upload wrestling videos every single day. We'll see you soon. We have SmackDown coming up very, very soon as well. Take care.
And we got that one uploaded up. But I think he's right on probably about 85% of this. My biggest takeaway from this, I really do think that the Alpha Academy should stick together. Alpha Academy needs to be together. But yeah, WCon, man. If you haven't subscribed to Conman, definitely go do that. Leave this video a like. I'll probably have this posted to YouTube tomorrow. So or you might be watching this on YouTube tomorrow. So yeah, make sure to leave a like. I'll have it linked down below. Sub to his channel if you haven't. He makes great content, so be on the lookout. He posts every day. I'm trying to get there. I'm trying to get to where we're posting every day. But it is a struggle. I still have a full-time job. So I'm hoping to be able to do more and more. I'm trying to just figure out where and when I can do more. So we'll see. We'll see. All right. Let's move on to his SmackDown predictions.
2024 has come and gone, and now it's time to take a look ahead at 2025 and what could be in store for the SmackDown.
This one's a lot
Superstars
shorter.
We've already done this quick prediction video over for the Monday Night Raw Superstars, so it's on my channel if you want to check it out. But this is for the Friday Night SmackDown wrestlers. Let's get right into it. But before we do so, make sure you leave a like on this video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, turn on those notifications, and keep coming back every single day because we upload wrestling videos every single day. But let's start off with AJ Styles, a man who had a hell of a 2024, teased retirement in 2024, and I think that means one thing is coming in 2025: the actual retirement of AJ Styles.
I
agree.
agree.
Be a bittersweet day, but I think AJ is about to ride off into the sunset. Thank you for everything, AJ. You were absolutely phenomenal. Alex Shelley just got here alongside of Chris Sabin, one half of the Motor City Machine Guns, won tag team gold and lost it before the year was up. Very crazy year for him, but I think 2025 is going to see more tag team titles. He is going to win tag team gold once again.
I think the tag team gold is going to be like a revolving door in 2025 for SmackDown. I think you've got a lot of teams vying for that gold, and you could potentially pull like a few more teams from here and there. NXT's got like 15 teams. And some of those guys will get a call up soon. So I think the tag division is in for a major push very, very soon. And I think the Motor City Machine Guns kind of sparked to that. And I saw that the War Raiders winning the Raw tag titles, that's kind of put the start of that push for tag championships to be, maybe not main events, but at least make the PLE cards, which is something they haven't done. I don't even remember the last time they were on a PLE card outside of Mania. But we'll see what happens. I'm pretty excited for the tag division this year, to be honest with you. Andrade, I love you.
Andrade will feud with Shinsuke Nakamura and eventually become
Yes.
the United States champion.
Yes.
Kind of wild to say this, but
Give
I
it
think
to
Angel
me.
Garza goes the entirety of 2025 without a single win on the main roster.
Crazy.
Angelo Dawkins and
Crazy.
Montez Ford are going to split up in 2025, and we are going to see the rise of the star of Angelo Dawkins as a single star, and same with Montez Ford.
I agree, but with one caveat. I believe they'll win tag team gold before they do it. I think the split will be they win the gold and then lose it very shortly after. I think they'll split because of that, and I think both of them will be on a skyrocket to the top.
Apollo Crews will get a little bit more TV time and maybe a
I hope so.
championship match, but there's not a chance he's winning it. Wild that Ashante the Adonis is still considered a SmackDown star, considering he is on NXT a lot more frequently.
Yeah.
But hey, considering he's still a SmackDown
I didn't even realize
star,
he was
I think
on
he loses a
SmackDown.
match on the main roster in 2025. Don't know
Probably.
against who, but he's going to take an L. Austin Theory turns babyface.
Yeah.
BFAB becomes one of the most beloved women's wrestlers on the roster.
If you didn't watch her tournament match, BFAB did a fantastic job. I didn't even realize she wrestled. I thought she was just a manager. I've never seen her wrestle. And BFAB did a phenomenal job. And I honestly can't wait to see what she has in store. I think she could potentially have a massive year if they start booking her for matches.
Fans are going to really get behind BFAB, and it's going to be wonderful to watch. I think
Yep.
Bayley's time as a quote-unquote single star in 2025 is not going to be as much on display, and I think Bayley will enter the tag team division at some point and win the tag team titles. I just don't know.
I could agree.
Berto,
I could agree
same
with that.
thing for Angel Garza. I don't think he's winning a match this year. Bianca Belair and Jade
I have to disagree. We talked about this with the LWO. The Gata, I think, has potential to turn some heads. I think there's a chance that they could challenge for the tag gold a handful of times, maybe win it once. But I think saying that they're not going to win a single match in the year is insane. I think they'll at least get a handful.
Cargill will face each other at WrestleMania 41, and it will be a must-see.
Yes,
You know,
100%.
another prediction for Bianca Belair. She'll turn heel in 2025. Blair
I agree.
Davenport is going to be featured a little more on TV as the year goes on, and by the end of the year,
I sure
think
hope
she'll be
so.
a mainstay. When Tiffany Stratton cashes in her Women's Money in the Bank contract, I think Candice LeRae will be one of the first people to get a title match against her. Carmelo Hayes will be moved from SmackDown to Monday Night Raw, and I think Melo is going to get a great showing on Monday Night Raw with Netflix.
I think Melo's the problem with SmackDown, right? They have slim pickings when it comes to top level talent. Like you got Cody, you got Randy, Kevin Owens, technically Roman, but he's not a weekly mainstay on TV. The problem is there's a large number of mid-card talent working on SmackDown. For Carmelo to shine, he's got to be moved to Raw. And I think that's the best move for him in his career, because you could put him in feuds with Braun Breaker and a handful of other people. The mid-card division on Raw is a little more thin. He has a lot more chance to shine there than he does on SmackDown. That's 100% for sure.
He might even challenge for the World Heavyweight title. Another guy who I thought was down in NXT, Cedric Alexander. I don't think he'll be on the main roster throughout this year. We might see a match or two, but I think he's going to continue to be in NXT.
I think that Cedric Alexander, like, especially with Adonis, I think they've just been moved back down. Because Adonis is in a storyline right now, sort of, with Carmen Petrovic. But yeah, I think Cedric Alexander's moving down, and he's going to be with Javon Evans for a while. I think it's a great pairing, fantastic pairing, and I think they'll win the NXT Tag Team Championships at some point. Javon is out injured right now, so don't know when, but I think it'll happen.
Chelsea Green is going to make a great first ever Women's United States
Real,
champion. But
100%.
I think Piper Niven is going to grow tired of her crap, and Piper Niven will turn on Chelsea Green. Chris Sabin, just like Alex Shelley, will become a tag team champion once again in 2025. Cody Rhodes goes full Homelander. Elektra Lopez.
Yes, I completely agree. I think Cody is going to go 100% Homelander. I think something's going to happen at Mania, and a switch is going to flip, and he's just going to do a 180. And he's going to act like he is the hero of the story while being the villain of everybody else's. I cannot wait for that. Oh my gosh, I can't wait.
More seriously, and we get a mini push for her, seeing multiple wins on Friday Night SmackDown. Elton Prince will finally get to present Pretty Deadly, the musical. Giovanni Vinci will not be on SmackDown in 2025, and we will see him in NXT at some point.
That's actually a bold prediction, but I agree.
Theory, and the two are going to have a great must-see feud. Jacob Fatu will break free from the chains of Solo Sikoa, fight Solo Sikoa one-on-one, and become a main event star in 2025.
I don't know about that one yet. I think there's definitely should happen. But I think there's still layers to this bloodline story that we haven't quite explored yet. Especially because there are confirmed more members that have not made TV appearances yet. I don't think we'll see that this year. I could be completely wrong, and I mean, we're way too early predictions right now. I could be completely wrong. But I think if we see Jacob leave, he joins Roman. I don't think he goes and becomes a solo star. I think or a singles competitor. I think he joins the other side, if anything.
You will find out who attacked Jade Cargill, if it was Bianca Belair, Naomi, or somebody else, but Jade Cargill will be back, and I still think that she will have a match against Bianca Belair at WrestleMania 41.
Right,
Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa are going to hold on to the tag team titles all the way until WrestleMania 41. Another NXT guy, Carl Anderson. Man, WWE needs to update their page. Like, they need to update the Superstar page on their website.
They really, really do. Like, it's so bad. They still have Judgment Day as tag title or tag champions. And for a long time, if you who was it? Oh yeah, Andrade was still holding the Speed Championship up until like 3 weeks ago, when I went and looked at it. So his like render came up with the Speed belt, poorly photoshopped on him. So I don't know.
You know what? There's my bold prediction. Carl Anderson will not be on the SmackDown page in 2025. Kevin Owens will face Sami Zayn at WrestleMania 41. Kit Wilson will also get to produce Pretty Deadly, the musical. LA Knight needs an updated render, but also LA Knight will be moved on over to Monday Night Raw, and the megastar will thrive over there. Yeah. Logan Paul will return in the Royal Rumble. Again, does he even go here? Luke Gallows will be removed from the SmackDown.
I think, bold prediction here, I think we'll see AJ Styles return. Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson will work together. I think really we see them a lot in NXT because AJ Styles been gone. I think when AJ comes back, we will see them on the main roster a lot more. And if everything goes well, Finn Balor leaves the Judgment Day, and we can get a WWE Bullet Club. But that's just me being hopeful, you know?
Down page in 2025. Meechin will win either the women's US title or the women's IC title.
I agree.
Montez Ford, 2 words, singles push. Naomi will be revealed to be the attacker of Jade Cargill and turn heel. Nia Jax will lose her women's championship to a cashing in Tiffany Stratton and then get a one-on-one match against her and still put over Tiffany. Piper Niven will turn on Chelsea Green. Randy Orton will face John Cena at some point in 2025.
Yeah, I think that has to happen.
Roman
I think it
Reigns
has to.
will win the WWE World Heavyweight Championship.
Ooh.
Santos Escobar may win a match. Shinsuke Nakamura.
I think Santos Escobar has the opportunity to have a huge year for 2025. I think he has the chance to potentially challenge Andrade for the US Championship when he wins it from Shinsuke. More than likely. I think that's the path we're on. And I think he has the potential to hold that belt at some point this year. But that's just me. Maybe I could be wrong. I could be way off base. I think Santos 100% could hold the US Championship at some point this year.
Will continue to be must-see with this current version of his character.
Right.
It's going to get darker, and it's going to be hella entertaining with or without the United States Championship. Solo Sikoa will go through the exact same thing Roman Reigns went once he loses the Ula Fala. He will lose his tribe, he will lose everything around him, and he will be all on his own. Yeah. Tiffany Stratton will cash in the Money in the Bank contract and will become women's champion in 2025. This is going to be the best version of Tommaso Ciampa we have seen yet. Yes, even better than NXT Black and Gold Ciampa.
I hope so. I think it could be.
Whole year without botching.
Whoa, brother, whoa, now. You got too much dip on your chip.
Okay.
I hope so. Lord have mercy. I hope so. Just for him, for himself, you know, his sake. If he's botching that much,
no, that's not happening. In bold prediction here for Wade Barrett, he comes out of retirement and has a one-on-one match with Drew McIntyre at WrestleMania 41. But those 100%. Are my predictions for all the superstars of Friday Night SmackDown. Let me know yours in the comments below, and let me know if I'm really off base with any of them or anything like that. It's all subjective. It's all for fun. So let's have some fun in the comments. And also while you're down there, make sure you leave a like on this video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Turn on those notifications and keep coming back every single day.
I'm gonna leave
of course, we upload wrestling
leave a like
videos
on this for sure.
Every single day.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching, everyone. Take care. Have a great one.
I think we're at the same spot we were with the Raw prediction video. We're pretty close to about probably 85% agree. And I think my big one with this one is the Legado del Fantasma. I think they're in for a pretty good year. I really think they have the potential to have a fantastic year. But yeah, another W video from Conman. If you are not subscribed to Conman, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Go watch this video, give it a like, you know, comment something, comment you came from my page if you're watching it. But yeah, W Conman once again. Let's see. I think what was it? I think I wanted to get to, yeah, I think we're going to do this one, but I'm going to take a quick bathroom break. So I will be right back. All right, we're back. All right, this one is by Wrestling Gifts. The worst selling pay-per-views in WWE history. I'm actually pretty interested in seeing this because there's a WrestleMania poster right there. Why does it open on the wrong tab? Oh my god, I'm over here. All right. The worst selling pay-per-views in WWE history by Wrestling Gifts. Yeah, let's get into it.
A few days ago on the channel, we talked about the most successful WWE pay-per-views of all time. From WrestleMania 28 to the Invasion show, it was a fascinating dive into the most bought shows in the company's history that really showed what the fans connected with over the years on pay-per-view. But now it's time to take a look at the other side. It's time to take a look at the shows that failed to get the fans to spend their money. From pay-per-views that didn't meet expectations to straight up flops and to, of course, the top 5 least bought pay-per-views of all time, we got a lot to talk about. Let's get straight into it. Let's start off by talking about the disappointments. These are shows that were not necessarily total flops or got horrible buy rates, but are quality shows that had good cards on paper that honestly should have done better than they did. And we begin with Survivor Series 2002, which did just 340,000 buys. Survivor Series 02 is a very iconic show, right? This is
I love Survivor Series 2002. Are you serious? It's on the list for the worst performing. This was like the inaugural Elimination Chamber. There was so much going on this. I loved Survivor Series 2002.
a legendary show from MSG, the first ever Elimination Chamber, Lesnar losing the title for the first time. This is a classic show in every way, but when it took place, it failed to get the buys it deserved. This was back when Survivor Series still kind of meant something, right? So this was still a big for a classic pay-per-view that more often than not did 400,000 buys. The year before they did 400,000 plus buys, the year after they did 400,000 plus buys, but for some reason the O2 edition just failed to sell. 340,000 isn't bad, but with that star power, a brand new match type, this being a 200,000 buy drop from SummerSlam 02, it was rough. And I guess you just have to chalk it up to people didn't know what the an Elimination Chamber was. And to be fair, it does sound like something out of Nazi Germany, so I don't blame them. But you know, you add in the fact that Big Show was in the title match, like, alright, bro, a disappointing number for sure for a show that definitely deserved better for an all-time classic. And surprisingly, this is gonna be a common thing because you know what other show did a surprisingly disappointing number? This one hurts to say, but Money in the Bank 2011, which did only 205,000 buys. Yo, this one hurts. Money in the Bank 2011 is another iconic legendary show. From the main event to the banger ladder matches, this is a top 5 pay-per-view in terms of quality for many wrestling fans. And for so many of us, this was such a huge...
This is a fantastic pay-per-view. Like, this one is so good. This is one of the first ones I remember watching live. This one is, like, in my opinion, one of the top tier ones. That's crazy that nobody bought it. That's insane.
Hugely, insanely hyped up show because it took place after the pipe bomb. The pipe bomb was something that lit the wrestling world on fire, and to this day, you'll hear people say, yeah, the pipe bomb brought me back to wrestling, but it's like, how did this show only do 30,000 more buys than Capital Punishment? That stupid ass show. Which look, 30,000 is still a really good increase, and cracking 200,000 as a non-Big Four show in 2011 was great, but this number always just felt kind of disappointing. Like, this didn't even beat Extreme Rules 2011. It's not a bad number, it's not a flop by any means, just a tiny bit disappointing, and I guess more shocking than anything. One show that has always been considered a disappointment in terms of buys since the numbers came out that I actually disagree with is sadly SummerSlam 2013 with 332,000 buys. Once again, a classic pay-per-view with banger matches, a universally beloved show, disappointed in the buy rate. I'm gonna be honest though, I don't think 332,000 is a disappointment. I think it was a solid number. It was still the third most bought show of the year. You had a new star in the main event. In my eyes, it did solid, but the reason it's here is because Vince McMahon later in 2013 went out and called it a disappointment on an investor's call and said, SummerSlam was not the right attraction. You don't knock them all out of the park. That one was a swing and a miss.
That's so crazy for him to say, because I remember this fondly, right? I remember this SummerSlam fondly. This was a fantastic SummerSlam. So good. But, you know, I don't want to know what's going on in Vince's head. I'll be honest with you. this is a case where I just would rather just be like, Vince is an idiot and not try to understand what he's saying, because he is without a doubt an idiot.
Which to me just shows that the expectations were just way too high for this. Yeah, it was a drop from SummerSlam 2012, I get that, but it still did better than SummerSlam 2011. But in the eyes of the company, this was a disappointment. But moving on, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about the pay-per-view flops. Shows that honestly were just straight up flops. And might as well start off with the most shocking flop of them all.
Maybe this might be
WrestleMania
better
19,
for the
which
mic.
did just 565,000 buys. Yo, listen, how the hell do you have a WrestleMania that
That's
has Rock,
insane.
Austin, Hogan, Lesnar, Triple H, and everyone else do less buys in the Rumble that year? How the hell do you put together one of the most stacked cards in wrestling history and do the lowest Mania buy rate since 1997? What the fuck was this? This buy rate will never not be shocking to me. Not only did this end up being an amazing show, even going into it, to me, this show was so good on paper, yet it flopped. I'm never gonna understand it. Over the years, I've done a lot of research and looked into this to see why this happened, and many theories and opinions have been shared. Many have said that the overemphasis on Vince versus Hogan led.
I could see that. I honestly, if you'd ask me my opinion, I would think it was probably the Vince versus Hogan. Like, because nobody wants to see Vince wrestle. Like, you got a whole company. Put somebody else against Hogan. Like, at this point, not a lot of people want to see Hogan wrestle either, to be fair, but he is still a draw. He is still major. I think it was stupid to make him wrestle Vince. Like, Vince is not on anybody's card to watch wrestle any time of the year.
To the low buy rate, because a lot of the promotion for this WrestleMania did make it seem like Vince versus Hogan was the main event, and then a lot of people didn't want to see Rock versus Austin for the third time. It was predictable that of course Rock was gonna win, but it's like, okay, I get that, but still 560,000. Listen, I don't care if the main event was my mom versus my dad, this show should have done at least 750.
That was a show that that Brock Lesnar almost killed himself. Oh my gosh, I forgot about that. No way. Yeah, that was a crazy show.
Very least, but nah, one of the biggest flops of all time. And honestly, in terms of flop, this is the biggest flop of all time. I think it's pretty clear now that the quality of the show doesn't matter, because the buys come in before the show even takes place, and sometimes, as we can see, the card on paper doesn't matter either. Sometimes people just don't want to spend money on the product, and that was evident in 03, because even after WrestleMania 19, the next month they had another flop with Backlash 03 doing just 345,000 buys. Now at first I was going to put this under disappointments, because 345,000 isn't bad for a Backlash, but this was Goldberg versus Rock, okay? This was Goldberg.
At this point, that would have been a massive match, right? Like, Goldberg is still at the height of his career. This would have been a top tier match. This should have sold so much more. But I don't know. We look at Goldberg now a little bit differently than we did back then. That's for sure. But yeah, I think it's crazy to me that this didn't sell well.
Goldberg's first match in the WWE, his first US wrestling match since 2000, his basically debut match in the company against The Rock, Mr. Hollywood, and they did the fourth worst buy rate of the year? Wait, what? Now granted, not having a world title on the line probably didn't help. Poor Booker T, man. He never got that leg back after WrestleMania. But still, I gotta say, this was a flop, not a disappointment. People just didn't want to see Rock versus Goldberg. It's as simple as that. I don't think it's because, oh, Goldberg is not a draw. They just didn't want to see Rock versus Goldberg. Goldberg's...
that also could be another thing. Like, this goes back to the same thing I was saying about Vince. There are a lot of people in that company you could want to see against Goldberg, and The Rock on paper makes a lot of sense, but when you think about it for just a little bit longer, there's probably somebody else in the company that would do a better job at promoting it and probably put on a better match.
First show back, should have done a huge number, but it was just, all right, 345,000, yay, boo, woohoo, great. And to me, I always wonder, what if they were just like, yo, fuck it, let's do a Goldberg versus Triple H for the world title, Backlash 03, his first matches for the world title, and he actually wins the world title. I really wonder what the buyer would have been then, because when they did do Triple H versus Goldberg, even after they kind of ruined it at SummerSlam 03, they still did 365,000 buys at Unforgiven. Imagine what they could have done if they did it right away at Backlash. They 100% would have touched 400,000 plus. Before we move on though, ladies and gentlemen, here is a vintage flop from 1997.
Oh, wow.
Did you know, fun fact, WrestleMania 13 did only 237,000 buys.
Wow.
This is the lowest WrestleMania buy rate ever.
Wow.
The company in 97 was pretty solid, right? But early 97 was still kind of rough after the fumes of 1996 were still there. And Undertaker versus Sid as your main event, yo, that's an ugly sight.
I love Psycho Sid. I'm going to say this now. I love Undertaker. I love Psycho Sid. But this is a main event is bad. This could have main evented SummerSlam and probably done a lot of better. But for Mania, for the title, I don't know. And this is like Psycho Sid's second run in the company. I think his first run when he came back with Shawn Michaels, when Shawn Michaels was champion, would have been a great Mania main event. But I think now, at that point, it's not a great idea. Not a great idea. I think it was a good match, but it's still not a Mania main event, right? And this is when they had one night. This could have opened and done extremely well. Could have been mid-match or mid-event. Could have done extremely well, but not main event.
But yo, still 237,000 buys for a WrestleMania. What the hell was wrong with them? To put that into perspective, WCW's pay-per-view the same month back in March of 97, Uncensored 97, which didn't even have a world title match in the main event, did 325,000 buys. A random B tier.
This is because WCW was hot. You were at the height of the NWO, your height of Sting fighting the NWO. You were at the height of WCW. WCW would start to fall soon after that. And honestly, if I go back and watch like show for show, I prefer WCW. I'm going to be 100% honest with you. I prefer WCW over WWE. And I think I'm going to do a series on that pretty soon where we go show for show, shot for shot. On the Monday Night Wars. So you're hearing it here first. But yeah, I completely agree. I think WCW was at its hottest point right now, right then. And for WWE to put on a shoddy show, like it had some good matches on it. I'm not knocking it. But for them not to be 100%, this is the best show we can produce. That was their fault.
WCW pay-per-view outdrew WrestleMania. This just shows how ahead WCW was in 97. Yo, WCW really blew a 3-1 lead in the finals, didn't they? But 237,000, it's pathetic, and it's a shame because Bret versus Austin, they deserved all the buys. On a side note though, you know what pay-per-views always did poorly and really surprised me? The Taboo Tuesday / Cyber Sunday shows from 04 to 2008. Yeah, they all did pretty fucking bad. Really bad. I used to adore these shows as a kid, okay? To me, these were so magical, so special, and so fun, so fascinating. The possibilities were endless. Sometimes. Gee, I wonder which one's gonna win. Yeah, you know what? Maybe I was just a little slow as a kid, but just the idea was so cool to me. It was just such a...
I agree. The idea is super fun, but it was obviously rigged. Like, they knew what was going on. I think if they could do this and prove that it was not rigged, like right now, like if they came out Monday, like 3:00, said, hey, we're doing, this person versus this person, vote on the stipulation, just kind of like this. And that was what we got. I would be super happy with it. I think that'd be super sick. I think it's a great use of social media in today's time. But yeah, back then when they're doing Cyber Sunday, it was very obvious it was not, your vote didn't
a
matter.
fun time, and honestly still is. They should really bring this back. But the sad reality is these shows every year just did not sell whatsoever. Taboo Tuesday 04 is pathetic because this show did only 174,000
Wow,
buys,
yeah,
the lowest
that's
of
not good.
2004, the lowest pay-per-view buy rate they've had at this point since 1997. And what makes it even sadder is it's not just the buy rate, this is one of the lowest attended pay-per-views ever. Wait,
Yeah.
no, I forgot. No, this is the lowest attended pay-per-view ever. Only 3,500 people were in attendance. You know how
No
sad that is?
way.
Okay, do you know how sad that is? That's like P. Diddy baby oil bottle numbers. What? How there was a pay-per-view in 04 only in front of 3,500 people? And why was this show in an arena that fits 18,000? Ric Flair was out here bleeding all over the ring for no reason.
That is a good like metric for this, because they're in a huge arena and only sold 3,500 IRL seats. That's awful. That's horrible for a PLE, a pay-per-view PLE, whatever you want to call it, a main show. That is awful. They probably sold more on Raw the following night than they did for Cyber Sunday. And that, one of these things is like, we're forgetting about ticket price, right? Like, ticket price right now is what keeps me from going to almost any PLE. Like, there's a couple of them that have been around me that I could have driven to and made a weekend out of it, had fun. But the ticket price is so high that I couldn't afford nosebleeds and to find a place to stay for even just the night of. So I would have to go to the event. Like, the Atlanta would be one of the closest ones with Bad Blood. I thought about going to Bad Blood. It was going to cost me like $350 for the ticket, for a nosebleed ticket, plus, you know, as about 8 hours of driving, so I'm probably in over $100 in gas, food. I'm a big boy, you know, I like to eat. You'll probably easily put down $80 in food, not including whatever I eat at the stadium, which is overpriced. So we're, you know, budgetary, we're looking at $700 for one event. And Bad Blood sucked. That's just the meat and potatoes of it all. It was not good. So yeah, it's just kind of like, I would love to go to these, but the cost is so high. And I don't know about the cost back then, right? Like, I was still 2004, I was in like first grade. There's no way I could tell you what anything costs in first grade. But I think that could play a factor in that he might not be talking about. And I mean, it's hard to know. Inflation and the economy, it changes so rapidly that there's no real way to know, like, if these tickets are overpriced or not. But at the rate that they were selling them, they should have been out in the street giving them out just to fill seats.
For 3,500 people and 170,000 people on pay-per-view, how sad do you think Triple H was when he had to do his water spit thing into the camera and there was just like darkness behind the camera? 05 the next year flopped again, and it was like, okay, maybe it's just people don't want to buy shows on Tuesday. That was legit their reasoning on why
True.
Taboo Tuesday flopped, which never made sense to me, because it's like, what difference does it make if it's a Tuesday or a Sunday? People watch Raw on Monday, like, what difference does it make? So they moved it to Sunday, and you know what? Color me surprised, it actually worked out. Sorry.
Okay, quick point about that. Most people work on Tuesdays, right? I work on Tuesdays. I don't get home till probably about 5:45, 6 o'clock. If you start a pay-per-view at 6 o'clock, I will probably miss it because I'm going to take a shower, I'm going to eat dinner. I might be able to watch it during dinner, but I'm going to miss the first little part of it. Right? Like, people have responsibilities on Tuesdays. I'm not saying they don't on Sundays, but less people have things to do. Like, they, you know, may go to church on Sunday morning, They probably aren't doing anything Sunday night. Why it sells better on Sunday.
Cyber Sunday 06, they did see an improvement, but by 07 and then 08, it just went down, down, down. And by Cyber Sunday 08, they did 153,000 buys. How? What?
That's crazy.
How can these shows that are controlled by the fans, controlled by the people, do so bad? Is it because nothing important ever happens on the? Yeah, that's probably it.
Yeah,
but still,
they could also
you know,
really
I don't
do
care.
it.
I blame the 08 buy rate on Big Show and his fat ass and his stupid match with the Undertaker. It's all his fault. GG. I don't care. But okay, let's move on to the top 5 worst bot pay-per-views in WWE history. Oh man. So this is the bottom of the barrel, the worst of the worst, the least bought shows in the company's history, and we're talking about legit 3-hour pay-per-views, okay? No international shows, no 2-hour in your houses that were only $14. No, these were full price, $30+ shows, full-length pay-per-views, and at number 5, it's Over the Limit 2011 with 145,000 buys. Listen, any show that has Michael Cole versus Jerry Lawler in a kiss my foot match,
yes,
what kind of nasty that shit was,
yeah,
deserves this buy rate. And first of all,
this was during an era where it was weird to watch WWE. Like, they had no true competition. Like, TNA was about the only thing they had in the United States, and TNA was rocky at best. So they could just do kind of whatever they wanted and people would pay attention. And it made for some of the worst pay-per-view matches like this.
well, whoever has
There's no reason for this foot to ever be on anybody's screen, for one. Number 2, Michael Cole to have an actual match. Number 3, for Jerry the King Lawler to be wrestling at that age, right?
that nasty Michael Cole foot fetish backstage needs to be shot. Second, why is Chavo taking on Sin Cara? Is this an episode of Superstars? And yeah, I don't think by this point anybody wanted to watch John Cena versus The Miz again in an I Quit match. I hate this match, by the way. This was such a typical PG era, like, just clown fest.
Yeah.
I can't.
PG era was
145,000
so
buys for this.
bad.
No surprise here. At number 4, it was Bragging Rights 2010 with 137,000 buys. I watched this show live, actually. Did I order it? Hell no. Shout out to First Row Sports, all the old heads remember. By 2010, SmackDown vs. Raw meant as much as like those stupid clickbait GTA 6 leaked videos we used to see all the time on YouTube. But by this point, Nexus was down so bad, it wasn't even funny. Add in old men trying to bury each other alive. This was rough. And after a great SummerSlam 2010 buy rate, which they threw,
I think that it's sad because I think in a different era, different time, this one could have done really well with the exact same people on it. But, you know, not the PG era.
50,000 buys. Everything just kept declining and declining, and by October, this show felt the damage. Rest in peace, Nexus. They put Cena's career on the line, or either Wade Barrett was going to become champion, one or the other, as the main event stipulations, and nobody cared. And only 137,000 people tuned in.
Also, because they've done a really good job of making the brand split feel important recently. But for a long time, it just was super wishy-washy. Like, the brand split would mean something, and then it wouldn't mean anything. And then you have these shows like Bragging Rights where they're fighting against, you know, the brands are fighting against each other. But then what does it mean Monday when you get there and Rey Mysterio's got a match with somebody on the Raw roster? Like, it does. That's what bothered me the most. And I kind of hope we get these like Bragging Rights style matches back. I think it'd be a lot of fun. And especially with the rosters we've got now and the GMs that are ready to go at each other's heads, I think it could be a super cool event if done right.
Just dark times. Number 3, Vengeance 2011 with 121,000 buys. Yo, when Alberto Del Rio versus John Cena is your main event of your pay-per-view,
yikes,
how mentally insane do you have to be to actually expect people to pay for it? This show was a trip. I remember the ring break, so I remember Big Show versus Mark Henry. I don't remember anything else from this show whatsoever. Apparently CM Punk and Triple H teamed up together. What? Hey Punk, I'm gonna bury you at Night of Champions after your little summer of Punk, but then let's team up together. What in the blue hell was this show? But still though, I thought with Triple H, Punk, and Cena and Orton being on one show,
wait, that's where this image comes from? I see this all the time. That's hilarious.
Do over 121,000 buys, but Nah. Number 2 on the list, Battleground 2013, 119,000 buys. This show had one awesome match, right? One just amazing match that can make a grown man cry. Curtis Axel versus R-Truth, duh. Okay, nah, Rhodes family versus The Shield, Dusty's job on the line. Great match, all-timer, amazing, right? But this show had nothing else. People actually paid to watch Punk versus Ryback in 2012, surprisingly. They did some good buy rates. It was now 2013. They did not pay anymore. And the main event of the show was the biggest slap in the face of the fans.
I think, in reality, we touched on this with one of the reactions I did last week. Ryback was super hot and then fell off like a cliff. And so yeah, nobody wants to see, like, you could put Ryback in a mid-card feud and probably be fine, but nobody wants to see him against Punk. Like, give Punk Brian, give him Randy, give him somebody that's important, somebody good. But
on paper, it's like, oh, it's Daniel Bryan versus Randy Orton for the vacant WWE title. That's not bad. I'm sure people are going to tune in for this. No, this was a slap in the face. This deserves the second worst buy rate ever because, guys, everybody and their mom knew going into this that Bryan was not winning the title. You know why? It's Battleground. Bryan had just got screwed at SummerSlam, right? Do you really think he's going to win the title back at Battleground 2013? It was so obvious that he wasn't winning. It was so obvious some stupid ending was going to happen, some clown show, and guess what happened?
yep. Was this an ironclad contract?
If I ordered a pay-per-view in 2013 and the Big Show in Big 2013 interfered and ended, I probably would have jumped out of my window. Honestly, if anyone watching this ordered the show, please comment below. If you're one of the 119,000 people, please comment below. You might.
My friend's dad would buy every single show and we'd watch them. Because we would go to church on Sunday night and we would leave church as soon as they were done, go to his house, load that sucker up, and eat some pizza. And it was just kiss. Best night of the month every month.
Be entitled to compensation. But at number 1, to the surprise of absolutely no one, the least bought pay-per-view in WWE history, ECW December to Dismember 2006 with 90,000 buys. Yo, I'm surprised this got 90,000 buys. Okay, the jokes aside, the funny thing is, I'm not gonna lie, as a kid, as a stupid kid, I actually really wanted to order this show. Extreme Chamber sounded kind of cool, it sounded violent, it sounded kind of fun, but thank God my mom said no, because listen, we all know how bad this was. ECW at this point was dying and dying fast, and this was the final nail in the coffin. And when you sell a pay-per-view with only 2 matches announced in advance, it's not gonna be pretty. You know what though? What makes me happy is that after talking about all these classic shows that were disappointments in terms of pay-per-view buys, that were flops, blah blah blah, at least the worst bought pay-per-view ever in terms of WWE is arguably the worst pay-per-view they've ever produced. At least it works out. 90,000 people actually bought this. They should have got max 50,000. What a time. Who bought this? I want to know who bought any of the shows in the top 5. But yeah, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. These are the biggest disappointments, the biggest flops, and the worst selling pay-per-views in WWE history. It's surprising, isn't it? I don't think many people expected Survivor Series 02 to be here, or WrestleMania 19, or
there was a lot
Money
of
in the Bank 2011.
There was a lot of unexpected ones on this. I'm gonna be honest with you. There was a lot that I remember fondly and being like, looking at them now, I'm surprised they didn't sell well. But I don't know, maybe the show was just really good. It just didn't appeal to people. But I think a lot of those first ones that he talked about are remembered fondly now that might just not have been looked upon fondly beforehand.
But they are. Those shows deserve better, but hey, it is what it is, right? Once again, though, I probably missed a few, so if you ever want to do your own research on the best shows, the worst shows, or if you ever just want to nerd out and look at these figures, just go down to the description, click on the link, and the world is yours. In the comments down below, though, let me know, what is the worst pay-per-view you ever bought before back in the day? It could be WWE, TNA, I don't care what it is, just let me know down below. And also, let me know if you guys made it this far, if you're interested in me doing a video where I rank every show that I ordered as a kid back in the day. I think that might be a fun idea, so let me know if you guys want to see that, alright? But yeah, it's your boy Pav, and I hope you guys enjoyed the last 2 nerdy little videos I've made. I can't wait to keep making more. Thank you guys.
Yeah, W Pav, I guess that's his name. Yeah, Pav's Wrestling Gifts. This was a great video, 100% great video. I would say subscribe if you hadn't. I'm about to subscribe now. Give it a like. Great video. Yeah, I think I think we'll probably do some more of his videos. We'll probably do this one tomorrow. I think we'll do this one tomorrow because I want to get into wrestling Wrestlequest. Do I have it as Wrestlequest on stream? I completely forgot to change it because I was gonna do Wrestling Empire. I've got it on YouTube as Wrestlequest. Yeah, I've got it on Wrestlequest. Okay. Yeah, I was gonna do Wrestling Empire, but it just wasn't working for some reason. I don't know why. But yeah, W video. Let's get on into let's do Wrestlequest. There it is.
Roger, roger. One shot.
Oh my mic's been muted this whole time, hasn't it? I hope not. Jeff Jarrett. Every toy lives, breathes, and craves wrestling, practicing their slams and paying homage to legends that came before them. Many tales of creativity and imagination have sprung from the toy room, and many fabled battles have taken place here, both in and out of the ring. One such tale, and its many battles, both of the plastic and of the heart, is about to begin. And a quest of this size takes not one hero, but two.
Yeah! Oh yeah! Yeah!
Hold on. I'll find it in a second. I was trying to change my scene. Turn this down for myself. Ooh yeah, we're to see the green rise to the top. Oh, if you don't want to find me, Don't look sideways. Don't look behind you. Just look up. No way, Macho Man. Forfeit the match and give the championship up to its rightful owner, me. Listen, lizard. Alright, I can't keep doing the voice. It's fun, but earn this belt with your madness in the ring only belongs to the best. That's why I'll be the champ for a long time. Dig it? 10,000 years as a world champion. Oh, yeah. And those shades a little too dark. Can't really see his plates rigged to blow. Explosives don't scare me, you stitched up cotton. You can't win by cheating. You always think you're such a hero, don't you, Macho Man? You can't win when the deck is stacked against you this bad. And that's the bottom thread, because Stone Age says so. Hold on, I'm trying to, yeah, there it is. All right. Done. All right, yeah. Should be, oh, can't win. Stone Age, you were just a grain of sand in the desert of macho madness. Oh, yeah. Oh. Forget it, Randy. We'll never get tickets this late. Come on, we can still wrestle outside.
Don't you be weird.
Go for it, Randy. Oof. Good thing this isn't the plastic mattress. Man, how do pros do some of these high-flying moves without hurting each other? Are you kidding me? It's all fake, dude. What? Watch your mouth. Yeah, Peanuts, shut it. You really think it's real? Really? Of course it's real. About as real as Todd. Hey, counterfeit toys are still real. Shut up, Todd. And you, Randy, even if wrestling was real, which it isn't, you'll never be a pro. No kid from our town ever could be. You couldn't be more wrong. Wrestling is real, and I'll be its greatest champion ever. OC. This new outfield feels Espinundo. I think I'm saying that right. I don't speak Spanish. But I better get out to the main part of the gym. Mr. Stretch wants me to train the new students. The radar in the bottom corner will help you say the course icon here. Okay. I don't know, we'll keep going this way. There you are, Randy. Get in the ring and show these greenhorns the ropes. You got it, Mr. Stretch. All right, rookies, you want to learn how to wrestle? You want to discover how to win with the crowd's loyalty and hear their cheers shake at the very foundation of the universe? You want to become a coiled spring of excitement, the most electrifying thing the world of wrestling has ever seen. Man, this is downright poetic. You are in the right place, muchachos. Take some notes and soak it in. On your turn, you can strike, taunt, use item, or use a gimmick. Let's practice strikes first. X, strike. Brutal hands. Whenever you strike, you can earn some extra damage if you're able to do it. Okay. Oh, okay. I suck at quick time events, so expect me to miss some of those. Most attacks have a chance to send your opponent to the ropes. Try it. After knocking them to the ropes, you'll have a chance for a follow-up attack. Gotcha. Check out the hype meter down at the bottom to measure how pumped up the crowd is in your favor. You raise the hype meter by mixing up your attacks and nailing a button. Got him. Hype up the crowd to extend damage and even to enable some powerful moves. One way you can build up hype is using the taunt option. This will generate hype equal to 2+ your influence. All that grandstanding will leave you vulnerable though, and you'll take an extra 25% of damage for that round. Try using taunting. Taunting is risky, but it can help you build hype quickly. Beware though, if the hype meter dips in your enemy's favor, they'll gain the extra power points instead. Try a gimmick. Alright. Yeah, we'll do that one. Nice! Oh, I missed it. I told you I'm so bad at these. I'm so bad at the quick time events.
I'll knock you out.
Wow. What happens if you fail the prompt for knocking an enemy into the ropes? Then the enemy will use that momentum against you, so you better nail it. Is the only way of beating an opponent to make them lose all their HP? No. In fact, the most other wrestlers you will face will have be pinned. Observe. See, this guy looks weak and ready to drop. We'll call this state fatigue. You fatigue an enemy by bringing them to a low HP. Some abilities may have also fatigue enemies as a debuff. All right. Let's send him to the mat with a strike. Now this enemy is fallen. When your opponent is on the mat like this, he is ready to be put into submission. The pin option will be available in the gimmick. Okay. Gimmicks, pin. Yep. To successfully pin, you will have to hit the button on the indicator. Okay. Careful. Oh, I missed it. Got it. I'm gonna miss so many of these. It's gonna be sad to watch, honestly, but it's gonna be posted on YouTube so everybody can see it. If you fail a pin attempt, your enemy will kick out and recover some HP. You can always attempt to pin him again after damaging him. Every pin attempt you do will get easier. Okay. In your guard, enemy wrestlers can also pin you if you get too weak. Once you are pinned, there is no coming back. So note that not all enemies will need to be pinned, only wrestlers and other tough guys. Gotcha. Ooh. 2 levels? Crazy, all right. And that covers the basics of wrestling. Strike and slam your opponent, and be sure to hit those buttons prompts for extra damage. Beat them up enough, and they'll be softened up for a pin. Remember to keep those things exciting and interesting to keep the crowd engaged, since you retain control of the hype meter. Thanks, Randy. You don't have to lend a hand with other greenhorns. When you're done, come and see me in the AV room so lessons with advanced students. Okay, I'll go run. Yeah, we want to run.
You want to win?
All right, who here knows a secret to pumping up the crowd? I do. It's baby oil. Come on, Leonard. How many times do I have to tell you that baby oil is not the answer to everything? Okay, Diddy. Calm down. You know what? Get out of here. Go do some burpees while you do your poop. The crowd by showing your spice in the ring. Very good, Randy. But what about before you get in the ring? I'll tell you, you've got to get on the mic and cut a promo so hot it will ignite the crowd, burn your opponent to ash. But how do you do this? Part of it is knowing your enemy, and part of it is being fast on your feet. Time to try it, Randy. Come up here. See how you do with a rapid fire session. Oh, Lord have mercy. Well, let's see. Randy is he's a stupid name. Not as stupid as your face. Nice. Randy is so weak, even I can see that he doesn't stand a chance of winning. Might be true for snakes, I don't know. I'm gonna crack Candy Santos over here like a sugar cookie. Well, you should be careful with all that sugar and candy. It might give you diabetes. I'm gonna dump this kitty cat over here into the litter box. Yeah, boy. Generate hype before a big match by flexing on the mic. If you want to see more, I have an old match here on the TV between Luchador and Dash Talent when Luchador was still part of PAW. Prior to this bout, Dash had been antagonizing the Bethenic Terror with a fishing rod during his matches against other opponents, trying to hook him during a high-flying move. All right, you slam junkies, get back to work. Except for you, Randy, I have a job for you. What is it, Mr. Stretch? There's a guy in front. Foxwood Extreme Wrestling, local wrestling over at the Macho Man statue. You know it? Do I ever? Great. This BEW wrestler needs help with his gimmick. You'll know him when you see him. He's kind of between styles. Quest started. Alright. This tool will provide a summary of your quest and provide directions where to go next. Press R2 to bring up the UI panel in the overworld. This is helpful to remember what you're doing. Good, yeah. Run! Run, Randy, run! Especially since we have to walk everywhere. The cream of the crop. All right. Known for his cosmic physical ability, his savage wrestling style, and his deep, gravelly voice, Macho Man Randy Savage is quite possibly the most iconic legend of wrestling. Celebrating 29 title reigns across his 32-year career, Macho Man was not just a celebrated champion, but a long-standing crowd favorite as well. Whether cutting exciting promos or delivering incredible and theatrical flying elbow drops, Randy Savage won fans and accolades everywhere he went. Even today, Savage is revered by fans and wrestlers alike, with his story of inspiring generation after generation. It is no secret that only someone like Macho Man can make the entire wrestling world stand up and say, "Oh yeah!" Truly something, isn't it? I was always more of a fan of a guy that wore face paint. Though, that time Jake the Snake trapped Macho Man in the ropes and attacked him with a cobra would never go over big in BEW. BEW? Wait, you're the guy I'm here to meet. I'm from the training gym. I'm here to help. Great, so you see, I can't quite decide on which way to go. Should I be vibrant and electrifying or dark and brooding? I think the dark and brooding fits BEW better, but I love using bright colors. We got to pick something that will fit with the vibe of the other guys, or the writers won't know how to use me. Writers? Forget it. Look, can you just go to the face paint shop for me? They have some samples I want to try out. Sure, face paints. The writers will like you. Poor thing, babbling about writers. He must be delusional. Head to the face paint shop. All right. Hola, amigos. There's nobody here. Maybe they're in the back. Face paint on your feet? What kind of madman would do such a thing? Oh no! Gather the war paint for our overlords. They're looting the shop. Melt them down for plastic. I think not. Oh, I missed it. Oh. Told you I'm bad at these. Got it. Bam. Circle. Got it. Let's go. Let's go. Ooh, what is this? Damage up. Oh, okay. Buddy. Got him. Yeah. All right, here we go. Going for the pin. Missed it. No. No. I missed it. Oh my God. All right, buddy. Go back down. Come on. Let's go. Let's go. Got some duct tape.
Time to give the people a new
Find a shop owner before these wasteland slammers try to melt him down too. Can I open this chest? Yeah, let's go. Elbow pad. Table. Way through one of these. Okay. Table blocks your path. Unlock the table with a table spot token. Once you find one, reapproach the table and to throw a wrestler through the table. Table locks and table spot tokens come in 3 varieties: single, double, and flaming, with each table corresponding to the appropriate token. Gotcha. Let's see. Give me another chest. Yeah, there's a table spot token. And I think that was all the treasure. Let's see. Nice. A pile driver through the table? More war paint, our masters demanded. Somebody help! We're being robbed! Strike. Bam. Square. Bam. Got him. Ooh, miss. That sucks for him. Go for the gimmick. Easy peasy. Yo! Big boy about to go down. Alright, that doesn't do anything to me. Strike. Bam. And we go for the pin. Let's go for the pin. Come on. Got him. Got him. Got him. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. More duct tape. Oh, almost level 4. Hey, buddy, that was amazing. Are you a superhero? Superhero's a fake. I'm a pro wrestler. Whatever you say. Those were some macho moves. Macho moves, muchacho. I like the sound of that. These blasted Wrestle Raiders came down here to get supplies for their rituals to worship the Road Warriors, Hawk and Animal. I wish I could emulate someone more heroic. Anyways, what can I do for you, bud? It's on the house. Amigo, I'm here for a special order. Some samples for a hombre going through an identity crisis. Ah, I know the one. Can't decide between goth and surfer. Here you are. Thanks, muchacho. Alright, go back to the statue.
The most electrifying thing.
Here, I hope these help you in your quest at BEW. Thanks, say. What do you think I could choose? Yeah, go with the surfer. Thanks, I'll consider that. If you need me, I'll be over there practicing some catchphrases. Go see Johnny Stretch. Hey Randy, how'd that job go? I appreciate you doing it. Should strengthen our gym relationships with BEW. It was unexpectedly enlightening, sir. Yeah, Boxwood Extreme Wrestling is a trip. They really push for an intense vibe with all that barbed wire and edge characters and all. But what you got to do if you want to compete with the top dogs like Paul. Plush and action figure wrestling. I mean, enlightening about myself, sir. Great. It's always good to learn more about ourselves and strive to become better. That's enough for one day. You closing up for the night? You bet, sir. Thanks, Randy. Dedication like that will take you far. Quest completed.
Huh, dig it.
Please help Mr. Stretch's new students and please help that poor BEW wrestler regain his senses. Amen. What a great day, Macho Man. I feel like I learned so much. I'm convinced now more than ever that we must always live in our wrestling spirit and that the world needs heroes. Good night, Macho Man, Randy Savage. Macho Muchacho.
Keep rolling.
You're here already? The sun hasn't even put the moon down for a 3 count yet. Always good to get an early start, sir. Is that a sleeping bag coming out of your locker? Doesn't matter. Listen, got a surprise for everyone. Head over to the ring when you're ready. Oh, no, it's this way. All right. All right, lass. Stop the flex and turn your neck, so we got a special lesson for you. Randy, get in the ring. Today, we're learning about managers. Managers act as an ancillary party member that will provide all sorts of benefits like new gimmicks. Open the gimmicks menu. Now scroll to the right to see your manager gimmicks. Manager. All right, use my power heckle gimmick now. That actually is a sick animation. Pretty cool, huh? Manager gimmicks will cost you AP just like your regular gimmicks. They may also have other requirements. These gimmicks can be used by any member of your stable so they can complement your existing abilities by filling in skill gaps. For instance, if you don't have any healing abilities, use a manager that does. Most managers will also have passive skills that provide you bonuses to all members of your stable. They are versatile and powerful components to your stable. Choose them wisely. You kept mentioning our stable. Do you mean that sometimes we won't have to wrestle alone? Of course not. You may find other slam junkies that you can call a friend or even a brother or sister. We'll talk more about that today in advanced lessons. Head to the AV room when you're ready. All right. Run, little boy. So class, yesterday we talked about how your skills on the mic can impact the hype meter. Even more important than that is what kind of hype type you choose. Who knows what a hype type is? Boy, about to say something about the oil. What'd I say? Say baby oil choke slam you. Bingo, the visual aid that will help demonstrate this is a classic PAW training video I scored from a flea market last month. Welcome to PAW's official hype type training video. There are many exciting personalities and styles in the world of pro wrestling, which we'll cover today. Each of these generates hype with different actions. For example, the powerhouse type, which Big Daddy Squeeze uses, builds up the crowd by dealing damage. Those with a showman type, like the magnificent Dash talent, generate hype by taunting and flaunting. Sidekicks like Jacques Aziz elicit cheers whenever they support another unit. Nice. Wheelie technicians pump up the crowd with their keen wrestling ability, which often inflicts status effects. Allow the ominous Grim Jim to demonstrate. But never underestimate underdogs like Luchador because the crowd loves it when they come back against the odds. You are free to choose a hype type for any of your characters and experiment to find the one that suits your style and strategy. Ooh, okay. Let's see. All gimmicks cost an additional 10% AP. Damage reduction to reduce by 10%. Attacking generates more hype. Defeating, not pinning, generates +5 hype. Getting critical hit generates 10. Showman. Haunting. I'm not going to do showman, but I'm going to show it to you. Just because I'd rather fight. Sidekick. I don't want to be a healer either. I'm in between nailing button presses during combat generates +3. Pinning an enemy generates +5. Inflicting a debuff +3. Dealing bonus elemental damage. Ooh. I think I'm going to go technician. Yeah, I think technician is the way to go. That's enough for now. Don't forget your essays on the poetics of pile drivers are due Monday. Hey, did you guys hear? Paul is supposed to put on a dark match over at Boxwood. No way, that's incredible. Yeah, and from what I hear, it's going to be an open event. Anyone can take part. Here's the catch. Since the event is in Boxwood, you know that the BEW is going to try to get their guy in it. BEW will be selecting a fighter. They'll have to choose their championship title holder, right? All we have to do is become the BEW champions. Then they have to pick us. What makes you think you can become the BEW champion? All I have to do is defeat the current champion, right? Yeah, but BEW have to work you into the storyline. You have to get over more than the current champion. And look, hombre, all I need to do is beat the current BEW champion. Then I get to be the PAW dark match, and maybe even earn a spot in PAW. That's not much of a plan. My plan is no plan. I'm the human torpedo. Watch out, Boxwood. Here I come. That guy's crazy. I don't know, man. Prince is here. You can tell he lives and breathes this stuff. He needs to grow up. That's not how the world works. I think his authenticity, his hope, is aspiring. Attractive. Maybe a dose of reality in Boxwood will open his eyes. I promise I won't fail you. Hey, Randy. I'm locking up for the day. See you Monday. Actually, Mr. Stretch, do you have a minute? What's on your mind? Sir, I'm ready. Ready to enter the world of professional wrestling. Paul is putting on a dark match over in Boxwood. I plan to become the BEW champion and enter the match for a shot at the big time. I've even got my gimmick picked out. From now on, I will be the Spice himself, the south of the border savage Muchacho Man. Well, it's quite been the impressive shtick, Muchacho Man, but it takes more than a gimmick to win the world of professional wrestling. You got to have the skills and the heart, kid, but you may not have the wisdom to navigate the tempestuous world of professional wrestling. Not without losing your soul. My soul? The world of pro wrestling is full of larger-than-life heroes and terrible villains. I'm not afraid, Senor Stretch. My mind is already made up. I have to do this. I know it is, kid. And I know there's no stopping. So you have my blessing. But take heed. This world has a way of stomping on goodness. So be prepared to fight. But keep slamming. Your greatness can be yours. We'll see. All right. I think at the start of this quest, I think that's where we're going to end for the night. So, I will be live tomorrow night, doing some more reactions. I'm probably playing this again. We'll probably do the same thing. So, you know, like and subscribe. Invite your friends. It'd be a good time. But for now, that is it. So I will see you the next one. Peace.